but I got my guy to stay late. But I still gotta go and take him, so. Look, I got this one right here. What? Just late. Once in a while I'll say something.
¿Ya? ¿Qué pasa?
(9:04), we are back in session. Item number 10, discussion and action of preliminary subdivision plat approval for Vista Bonita Estates subdivision being tract 5, block 24, San Elizario Grant.
There was a motion that had made, Mayor. I'll go ahead and rescind it at this time.
Mr. Duran?
I'd like to make a motion that we postpone item number 10 until we receive information from our engineers. Today, we just received the preliminary plat, and it's not enough time for us to do anything. So I'd like to postpone item number 10 until we receive information from our engineers.
Second.
Mr. Rodriguez?
The reason why we're postponing and we're gonna take any action on this is because this was handed to us. This was handed to us with all these criterias and stuff. And today, they presented the new ones with the changes. But that's not enough time to our engineers to look at it and see if it's sufficient enough to move forward with the subdivision. So we need to let our engineers, our city engineers, look at what they presented, and then we're gonna bring it back as soon as they make a ruling on it. And they'll be here on our next meeting. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know if on our next meeting, but it's postponed until we're ready to bring it
Yeah,
back.
until we're ready. So, I mean, just letting you know that that's why we're postponing it, because they did introduce with all the changes. We just wanna make sure that if they're correct or not. And we need time on our end as a city to make a decision.
Ms. Reyes?
Yes, you know, I know you guys, I understand you are very frustrated with this, but we're trying to do what is right so it doesn't come back and bite us later. We do need an expert opinion, and the only one that can give us that is our engineering. We want to make sure that what is being requested, what needs to get done, gets done accordingly. And the fact that we're not going to, we're going to postpone, it gives us additional time to look at it. And at the same time, is this correct, Mr. Martinez? If we meet with engineer and then after the time frame, that there can be an extension as well?
Yeah, well, no, the extension is now, because you need to meet the engineers.
Okay.
After you get their opinion, you have to.
So the extension starts today?
Yes.
Okay. So in order for us to make sure that we do it right, then we have 25 days?
21.
21 working days.
21 weekdays, not holidays, after you get the feedback from your engineer.
Okay, after we get the feedback from the engineer. So that gives a little bit more time to make sure that what needs to be done is done correctly, okay? We can't take from the comments from the public, I'm sorry. But that is why we're doing this, in order for it to make sure that we make a just decision. And of course, our priority has always been to make sure that our constituents are taken care of, the developer follows the rules and regulations that are going to be implemented on him as well, okay? Thank you.
Were there any speakers?
No.
No.
Item
number
I
10?
mean, they spoke the first time, but I mean, we have
Okay.
the speakers that spoke
No,
the first time.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Go for the question.
Rodriguez?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Before I vote, I remind everyone, I am I'm a resident of Rancho Marival. I live on Los Adobes, off Rancho Viejo. And believe me, right now, I think this is the best decision for every situation. There's 3 situations here. What we're facing, the engineer, and us, the residents. So, believe me, we're working in the best interests. Thank you. Yes.
Moving on to consent agenda, do we have a motion?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Second. Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Item number 8, discussion and action on the proposed conditional use permit for a child care home on tracks 4B1, Block 21, Socorro Grant at 10150 Apodaca Road to establish a daycare business.
Make a motion to approve this.
Second.
Let me
Oh, sorry,
finish.
I thought you were done.
Make a motion to approve the Plan and Zoning Commission recommendation to allow the applicant to establish their daycare center.
Second. Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Aye.
Yes.
Item number 9, discussion and action on plot approval for Frank Valley Unit 1, being a portion of tracks 1F and 1K, CD Stewart Survey number 324, El Paso County, Texas.
Make a motion to approve with a recommendation from the Planning and Zoning to allow the applicant to record the corrected plat.
Do we have a second? Second.
This is they're asking for a plat approval for Frank Valley Unit 1. This property is, they're just gonna plat 2 lots. They are correcting the meets and bounds. Lot 1 will have 8.4 acres. Lot 2 will have 9.5 acres. They are also dedicating a portion of land to the El Paso Community College. And this is just to correct the boundary lines of these 2 lots. They're outside the city limit. And because currently as they are, I don't have the, currently as they are, one of these lots, this one right here, is landlocked. So by correcting, or by recording this plat, they are gonna correct the landlocked situation.
Thank you, sir.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Item number 12, discussion and action to appoint Alex Miranda to the Civil Service Commission, Place 2. Mr. Rodriguez?
I would like, for us to consider postponing this until after the election. I don't have anything against, Mr. Miranda, because I know him. He does work for the EMSD, or the ESD. I think he'd be a great candidate, but I believe that we should wait till after the election, because, we need to let the person that will be elected November 7th have their pick for the next term. I mean, and that's something that I said, I did it. I could have filled all the mayor's positions, and what would happen, she wouldn't have any picks whatsoever, and that's one thing that I will say, just for that if we could just postpone it till after the election.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
Second.
Mr. Duran?
I am the elected official, and I've made my choice. And I think it's wrong that you want to deny me my choice for civil service.
On an expired term, sir.
I am still the elected official.
Of course.
okay, unexpired or not. My term does not end until November 7th. So therefore, I don't see why we're going to deny me my right to put anybody on council, but yet, or on a commission or board, but yet you have the right to put anybody. Doesn't matter when. There's a position open and it should be filled. And just because you have this idea that you are going to be changing the way the makeup of this council, that's not, that, it is what's happening today, not what's going to happen in November. It's what's happening today. Mr. Miranda is very well qualified. He was vice chairman of civil service for many years till he was removed. And I've talked to him. He's a fireman, and he's also on the EMS, or the 9/11 Planning Commission, or Planning Board. So I don't see why you know, other than the fact that you want to stack commissions and boards again, you do not have, I don't think you have the right to deny who I want to put on a board or commission.
Mayor.
Mr. Rodriguez?
I'm not denying, and I'm not, what I'm saying is, it's gonna be unfair for Mr. Miranda when somebody else gets elected, or you get elected, but God forbid, you know, you don't win, and then somebody removes him when he's barely gonna sit down. That's one of the things that I'm, it's gonna be unfair for him as well. One of the things is, I'm not saying no, like I said, I know the individual, I like him, you know, I know what he's about because he's been here when it rains, he's been here for us. I understand that he's a good candidate. I'm just saying, let's wait until the elections are over so that we can start putting in these individuals. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that I don't like the man. I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that you're gonna do a disservice on that seat when somebody takes over in November, whether it be yourself or anybody else. I mean, that's something that we can even, if I have a vacancy, I'd love to put him there, you know, but I'm pretty sure somebody else would want to as well. I'm just saying is, let's just postpone it until, it's still gonna come back. I'm not saying we're not gonna kill it, I'm saying postpone it until after the elections. He will still be, you know, and if whoever sits there decides to bring him back, I mean, he's gonna come back anyways after the election. We're still gonna vote on it. We're not removing him, we're just saying, give it time until the November election. That's all I'm saying.
Mr. Perez?
I understand what you're saying, but the only thing here, Mr. Rodriguez, that I'm seeing is that, for all intents and purposes, Mr. Rodriguez is the duly elected official. I mean, and so I think that if Mr.
Miranda.
And I think it would only be fair to explain to Mr. Miranda, that his tenure could either be short or it could be long. And like all members of those commissions, they're all big boys and girls, and they know the perils of politics. And so if they don't, and I think at this point, I would tend to agree with Mr. Hernandez that
Mayor.
he's a duly elected official, and he's got the rights and the responsibilities of filling those commissions, which is great. And at the same time, Mr. Miranda knows full well that his tenure could either be long or it could be short.
Mr. Duran?
Mayor, go ahead.
He was.
I am the duly elected District 2 representative. When I first got into office, I could have removed all these people from boards and commissions. I chose not to. Why? Because of this very fact, that once they are appointed, they should stay there until such time as they're proven to don't show up at meetings, to do something that's illegal, or to not contribute. Mr. Miranda has always contributed, and for many, many years when he was on, but he was removed. So I did not do that. I did not remove anybody, which I had the right to do. But because I respected everybody else on this council's choice of who they wanted, and now I'm being told, wait until the election, that's not respecting me. And I'm just asking for the same respect that I gave everybody else on this council and every board member and commission member. I gave the respect of leaving them, even though they were not my choices, and as long as they do the job, they will continue to stay there.
Ms. Reyes?
Is he here? Is Mr. Miranda here?
Rene Rodriguez?
Aye.
Aye.
This is to deny,
No, we're
No,
not
it is
denying.
postpone?
We're just
We're
postponing.
just postponing it.
No.
I don't care one way or another. Really, I mean, the man, we all had the right to elect whoever we wanted to, so, I mean, if he gets removed, he gets removed. If he doesn't, he doesn't. No.
Yeah, but that discourages our.
We just voted and it's done.
Oh, that's right. Never mind.
Do we have any other motions?
I didn't hear what you
Do we have any other motions?
Motion to adjourn?
Well, the motion didn't pass. So are you
Step.
gonna approve them? Are you gonna approve it?
Okay, motion to approve, Alex Miranda to the Civil Service Commission.
I'll second.
Rene Rodriguez?
Before we do the vote, man,
Mr. Rodriguez?
I'm not doing this because I get along with Mr. Duran. It's not anything against him or anything. I strongly believe, you know, I take offense when you say that I wanted to stack everybody. If I wanted to stack anybody, I would have used all of your places. Okay, so let's get one thing straight. I didn't stack because I could have, and I could have done that for 4 months, and I didn't because of that same reason, you know. But one of the things is, I just don't like it if somebody comes in and changes them, because we already saw it once, where a bunch of our commissioners left because we started plugging new people in, and the rest started to leave. That's what I do not want to avoid, another.
Mr. Rodriguez, we did have an item on the agenda to protect commission members to go ahead and require that there be a hearing in front of the council before they were removed. That item was not passed, and so that was what happened here. We need to bring that item back, but at this time, we are voting on this item.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying.
So your vote.
Nay.
Maria Reyes?
No.
Ralph Corral?
Yes.
Victor Perez?
I'll say yes on, and I don't know Mr. Miranda and Mr. Duran, I have not had any conversations about this. It's just, at this point, I'm stuck on the principle of the thing that he is a duly elected official with a position to fill. Mr. Miranda is willing to accept it. If at any point, whether Mr. Duran or any other council member comes in and wants to dismiss Mr. Miranda, that's on them. So, yes.
Yes? I was trying to, yes or no? I'm sorry, I was confused.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Do we need to
Oh,
delete
wait a minute,
number
we have two-
13?
We have the other items from executive.
I apologize.
13, 14, 15, 16?
We need to, address the
The-
executive
the-
session,
Yeah, we need to.
the deliberation.
Do we have a motion to delete, can we entertain a motion to delete item 13, 14, 15, and 16?
I make a motion to delete item number 13, 14, 15, and 16.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Item number 17, discussion and action regarding Samuel Campos versus City of Socorro, cause number 2013 DCV 4546 in the 120th District Court of El Paso County.
I would like to make a motion at this time to allow or give our city attorney the authority to enforce the agreement, the settlement. And that's it.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Item number 18, discussion and action regarding application of El Paso Electric Company to change rates filed on or about February 13, 2017.
Motion to approve the rates change as agreed to by the city of El Paso. The proposed settlement agreement with El Paso Electric rates.
Second.
Mr. Rivera. Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Just for clarification, we are going from 6.90 to 8.25, and they had requested to, the rate to be 10.85, so I guess it was met in the middle, and so it's 8.25. Yes.
Yeah, it's in the middle.
Oh. Oh,
Disseminated.
I thought it was public information.
No.
No,
It was discussed.
only what was public.
Erase that.
Well, why don't you take them back?
I mean, you all have it through email, but
Okay, make a
just
motion
don't
to
disseminate it.
Okay.
adjourn.
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Olivia, so we leave these here? Olivia?
They're here.